Fam, what's up? Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Got the headset on today. Feeling good. I just like the way that this headset sounds. I do have another mic that I use from time to time. It's this other mic. It's kind of like a stand-up mic, but today I'm rocking with the headset mic. So I appreciate you guys being here. Hope you guys are off to a fantastic Tuesday. Give me a roll tide inside the comment box. We got Caitlin up in the house, first checked in. I appreciate you guys subscribing and liking the content right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Good morning, Caitlin. Good to see you, and I hope that you are off to a great month of June. It's already amazing to think that we're already in the month of June. We talked yesterday about the prospects that were in town in Tuscaloosa. Now that Coach Kalen DeBoer, this is his organization. This is his team. For the prospects to come in and be able to see Coach Kalen DeBoer in his setting. I think it's really important for Coach Kalen DeBoer to kind of set that tone in terms of the recruiting. People talking about when are the 5 stars going to come? They're going to come in time. But I think right now, like, the plan in place is to showcase that you can recruit at a very high level, which they are doing. Showcase your facilities, and most importantly, showcase the brand of Alabama football, right? Like, showcase that this brand isn't going anywhere. The foundation of this brand is so solid that no one in college football can touch you. And going into this next level of college football, which I think is going to be the most entertaining college football season that we've ever had, look, like, they have a plan. This is our vision. These are the guys that can develop you to not only win football games at the University of Alabama, but to also help you get to the NFL. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. I wanted to kind of open with that, and then I wanted to show a specific photo, and this is from Ler Brooks. Okay, Ler Brooks in the class of 2025. He's a receiver. He has elite speed. People are really excited about him, and he posted this on social media the other day. I'll bring it up right now in 2 seconds. And he's talking with, what's up, Louis? I see you. Everybody get in. So let me see where you guys are coming from. I appreciate you guys. So I love this right here, okay? So we always talk about, like, that dog mentality, guys who want to work, guys who want to play, iron sharpens iron, all that stuff, right? Ler Brooks goes ahead and posts this on social media yesterday. Actually, let me fix this camera. The camera's kind of tilted. Let me see if I can fix it a little bit. It's kind of like in and out. Give me 1 second. See how I'm like far? All right, let's go this. All right, 1 second. Then I'm like 2 to the right. There I am. All right, that looks a little bit better. All right, and still, I think we'll just rock with that. All right. Okay, so what's up, Glenn? Good morning to you. I appreciate you. SX Mills, appreciate you. What's up? Good morning to you. Louis, good morning. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for being here in the morning show. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. 41 people in the house. Let's get 41 thumbs up. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much. Coming to us from Rocky Mount, Virginia. Man, that's what's up, Glenn. Good morning to you. I appreciate you being here. If you want to become a fan funder of the YouTube channel, go up to the top of this video. Hit the hyperlink that says $2.99. I appreciate you guys being here. All right, we got another fan in here from West Virginia. All right, so Ler Brooks, okay, he's a very talented wide receiver out of the class of 2025. Probably one of the fastest prospects in the country, okay? And he posts this on social media, and you always talk about, like, that dog mentality, players who want to get to Alabama and iron sharpens iron. Well, Ler Brooks posted this on social media and says, me and my bro going to step on everybody's neck. Mark my words. And that's talking with Ryan Williams. And see, I love this because, look, one of my favorite things about covering Alabama football over the last 8 years was honestly that ride out package. Like, I play wide receiver at college, okay? I am a wide receiver by design. I still got the mitts to prove it. We've played my highlight tape a couple times, right? Chris is listening to us from deep sea fishing trip in Panama City, man. You do you, and we appreciate you, man. So, okay, the ride out mentality, I loved it because it was built by, you know, of course, you can look back at, like, the founding fathers, right, of Alabama's great wide receiving unit. And it starts with, you know, Mark Cooper, Julio Jones, of course. But then there was that section of time where, like, these wide receivers literally took over. So imagine me. I get here in 2017, and the first group of wide receivers that I am following is Calvin Ridley. He was the vet in the room, but the young guns were Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith. Like, that was the crew. And that crew was elite. And they had that Mamba mentality, or at least Devontae Smith did. And there was no cleaner route runner than Jerry Jeudy. Kings of Brunswick, how about them dogs? Love you being here, man. And Alabama and Georgia set for their day on, the 5th week of the college football season. Can't wait for it. Can't wait to see Coach Saban talk about that Alabama-Georgia game. And Georgia fans, it must be, when you wake up, like, do you think about that? Because the Georgia fans forget really quickly, all right? Like, the SEC championship game, if you talk to Georgia fans, like, that game never happened. We saw what happened, though, at the SEC championship. Calvin Ridley was the man. And look, Jalen Hurts was not the quarterback that he is today back then, okay? And there was a lot of frustration that I saw from Calvin Ridley at that point in time. So kind of like going back to it, Chris, what's up, man? Be safe, man. About to lose signal. Thanks for all you do. Pumped up about the season. 100%, man. Yeah, we'll steamroll Georgia. Louis, what's up, man? Appreciate you. All right. So my point is, with Ler Brooks, one of the fastest, if not the fastest wide receiver in the country, coming to Alabama, wanting to work alongside Ryan Williams, I can't wait to see it. And I love that dog mentality, like step on everyone's necks. Yeah, come here and want to win. Come here and want to be great. Come here and want to achieve greatness. Come here and want to be a part of something bigger than yourself. And that is what you can get at the University of Alabama. And that is what is going to continue to be the legacy of Coach Saban, is that dog mentality. Come here, get to work. I was just watching, I just saw like a soundbite of Damien Harris. Remember him, the great running back? And exactly, Jarvis, savages want to play with savages, right? And Damien Harris, and that mentality is something that Coach Saban instilled into the foundation, into every single fabric of Alabama football, and I still believe that it's fully here. So have you seen this on social media? Damien Harris does a podcast. I'll bring it up on the other side. And he's talking about the Vanderbilt game. What was that, back in 2017? I went to that game. And remember, Vanderbilt had won 3 games in a row. So Vanderbilt is undefeated at this point in time, and so is Alabama. And remember, that poor dude was like, Alabama, you're next. Everyone remembers that, right? You saw that, right, Chris? And so Coach Saban just played that video, and then they went out onto the field and they did damage. So this is my experience, okay? At the point in time, I was working, Tony Tsoukalos was my beat writer, and I was working for Rivals at the time. So I go over to, you saw that, right, C-Dub? It was hilarious, right? So I went to Nashville, and I was actually the first time that I've been to Nashville in like many, many years. And it was hot. I'll never forget the heat that day. It was like the heat index was like up to 100. But I'll never forget how packed the stadium was for Alabama football fans. It was like a trip to Nashville for Alabama football fans. So I in the press box at Vanderbilt is so small that I gave Tony the seat up in the box, and I sat on I was on the field where it was like 125 degrees. Alabama comes out. Damien Harris kills it. And they smashed Vanderbilt, right? Was it 59-0, Jarvis says? Can't even remember the score. The thing is that was kind of the first time that we saw Tua. Remember that? Remember Tua came out and like spun around like a 4th down or something like that and threw it, tossed it up. Who caught that touchdown? Can't remember. But remember that? So there's a podcast. You'll see it. Like, it'll come up in your algorithm on Twitter. Damien Harris, he broke a long run. He scored what? 2-3 touchdowns that game? Was it to Smitty? Yeah, see, man, that's crazy. So was that Smitty's first touchdown? Wow, so that's crazy. That was Tua's first touchdown, and that was Smitty. Man, that's crazy. Was that the first? Yeah, that was one of the most amazing plays that I've seen. And that's when we knew, we were like, oh man, Tua's a bad dude. Like, because he spun around, came back, lefty, launched it. Smitty comes down with it. Man, that was crazy. I think Ler Brooks will bring that back. I think Ryan Williams will bring that back. These wide receivers here, They have a chance to prove if they have that ride out mentality. But I think it would, because it's always interesting. You always see like wide receivers as prima donnas, right? They don't want to stock block downfield. If you're wondering what stock blocking is, it's running downfield when you don't have football designed to go to you and you make a block, right? Henry Ruggs did it. Jalen Waddle did it. Devontae Smith did it. They used to play rock, paper, scissors. So my point in saying all this, you look at the wide receivers that Alabama currently has, and I love to talk about the wide receivers, but you add Caleb Odom. Can you imagine this? Ler Brooks, Ryan Williams, Caleb Odom, right? And some of the other young guns, that we don't even talk about. I mean, Rico Scott is here now. Amari Jefferson, right? You talk about the wide receivers, man, they're going to be loaded. So that's why you get excited about Keelan Russell on Flip Watch to Alabama. And we played his highlight tape yesterday. Actually, let's run the tape of Ler Brooks because I think that he's pretty special. All right, so let's see if we can get it on here. I do all of myself. This is like on the fly. Okay, so this is Ler Brooks. Okay, so he scored 22 touchdowns. Can everyone see this? Okay, I'll go full screen. So he scored 22 touchdowns. And he's got like speed. All right, Jalen Hell, thank you. Right? Yeah, they played rock paper scissors. Right, Chris? What's up, man? See you inside the comment box. This guy is fast, like incredibly fast. Remember a couple years ago, Alabama also recruited, what was it, Christian Leary, who was supposed to be one of the fastest players out of Orlando. I don't know. This guy, Ler Brooks, I'm excited about him. When you look to, and think about the future, like these are guys in class of 2025. Let's just say, and I know it hasn't happened yet, but Keelan Russell, and you count your eggs until they're in your basket, right? But Keelan Russell, imagine him throwing to Ler Brooks. Like, are things slowing down at Alabama recruiting wise? No, they're not. And I don't even care how many passes Ryan Williams catches for this year, touchdowns or whatever. I just think Louis loves Jalen Hell. So do I. So imagine him added, right? And he could have made even a push this year for playing time. That crew of wide receivers is gonna be crazy. Jeff, what's up, man? Mike G in the house, coming off a screen. Look at this speed right here. Okay, field vision, and then looks like he was shot out of a cannon. My goodness. So like Ler wants to come over here and do damage. And that's the offense that you need right now, is the offense that can do damage. This schedule is going to be challenging. There's going to be times, and I know Ler Brooks isn't coming this year, but I'm saying, the wide receivers that you have on board right now, you have playmaking ability for sure. I sometimes I think, Chris, this guy is so fast, man. Look at this. Watch this. Another gear. He's fast, man. Look, he's just jogging at the end. And did you see that acceleration? Like, he gets like 15, 20 yards out, and he's gone. No one will catch this guy. I mean, he scored 22 touchdowns in New Jersey, which was a record. Here he is on the top of your screen, right? Fast, aggressive. And look at this. And what does Jamarcus Shepard want his wide receivers to be? Does anybody know? Jarvis? Jarvis has been good at trivia lately. What does he call them? Calls them takers. Look at this corner. He was playing like 20 yards out, and he still gets behind him right here. That's a good ball by the quarterback. A little underthrown, but I mean, look, he's jogging. He's fast. This guy was squatting, I think, 400 pounds recently. I don't know if they're going to show all 22 touchdowns. I'm here for it, though. Here he is on the outside. Okay. Seam right across the middle, if you want to call it that. Gets the outside, gets a really nice block, and then, inside the end zone. Man, he's fast. PK2K, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box, man. Thanks for joining us right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Here he is, makes the first defender miss, gets another good block, gets up the sideline, cuts it inside. Oh, my goodness. Woo! Hey, he's fast. Split way outside. He could have caught a slant right there. I would have called the slant. Check down. Goes up, gets it, brings it in. He's a bad man. Sheesh. Millville is a solid school. They've produced quite a few Division I guys. PK2K inside the comment box. Another deep ball throw. Ler Brooks. Oh, man. This dude's like a video game player. No, I'm serious. Like, I get it. All the wide receivers are good at. No, like this. I don't know. This guy is. I mean, imagine him and Ryan Williams. I'm serious. Imagine Caleb Odom. That'd be crazy. Jalen Hill. Sheesh. Right here. Okay. Look at this screen. Watch how fast he is. Turbos, man. Man, this dude's fast. And what's crazy is most of the time, he's like jogging the last 10 yards. Deep ball. Goes up. High points. So he can get away with this? Yep. Crazy. Rivers, what's up, man? See you inside the comment box. Look how wide he split here. All day. Too fast. Yes, Max. I love that. That's a really good comparison. Percy Harvin, and it seems like he has a little bit more speed. And Percy Harvin, look, he's a baller. Kalen, I agree. Caleb Odom's gonna crush it. Here he is from the inside slot position. This is gonna be dangerous. What's gonna happen here? Okay, stutter step. Oh my goodness, he's just wide open. This guy's crazy. PK, yeah, see, so I guess, because I was reading, he caught, what, like 1,200 yards, 22 touchdowns? And then think about this, fam. So this is a Coach Kalen DeBoer recruit coming in, okay? So you look to the fact that these are the type of guys that Coach Kalen DeBoer is going after. Love that touch on the ball right there. Safety maybe should have played the ball on that. But these are the type of guys who's going. And then look at your quarterbacks, right? You got Dylan Lonergan. If he sits and waits, or you have Austin Mack. So, man, I'm impressed with that highlight tape right there. And that was fun to watch. All right. So Ler Brooks, that's a wide receiver that I wanted to start out with, just kind of highlighting and talking about what he's bringing to the table, because man, when you look to the type of prospects that Coach Kalen DeBoer is going after, they're super athletic. Let's pause right here and think about one prospect that he added on the back end of 2024 besides Ryan Williams, and that was Noah Carter. We played Noah Carter's highlight tape on here, and we went over Noah Carter's highlight tape out of Arizona. He's an elite athlete, a guy that can play really both sides of the football. I like guys that can come here and be versatile. I think it's going to be interesting to see where I met Noah Carter. He's a big dude. He just got here, really excited to be a part of this program. But I think the point is you're getting athletic guys, and you're always getting athletic guys here at the University of Alabama. I mean, look at Chris Broswell. That guy was running, 21 miles an hour? So you're always going to athletic guys. So don't think that this is going to stop here at the University of Alabama under Coach Kalen DeBoer. He's doing an amazing job. And what he's also doing is recruiting across the country. I mean, we just talked about a prospect from New Jersey, Ler Brooks. Yesterday, we talked about two prospects from Texas, and Keelan Russell, Ty Haywood, right, out of Texas. You have Abdul Sanders from Los Angeles. So he's really shrunken down the country in terms of where he's going. I think wasn't there a prospect from Germany that just got offered as well? And Louis, you're right. Like, Noah Carter's highlight is crazy. I wanted to also share this particular piece of news. So we are, this is a CBS article. Hopefully nothing plays in the background. So if you want to read this article, go to CBS. What we have here is Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, I think Mark Ingram, Manti Te'o, and a whole list of other. Oh man, I forgot that Minka was from New Jersey. Minka's my favorite player. Being after Devontae Smith, Minka's crazy. All right, so other news in the college football world is that Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, Manti Te'o, Mark Ingram, like a ton of guys up for the Hall of Fame ballot for their first year of eligibility. Well, Nick Saban and Urban Meyer. And as I was kind of perusing the article and looking at, clearly Nick Saban, an automatic bid. But do you remember Manti Te'o? I hadn't heard that name in forever up until I read this article. This is on CBS. This is by Dennis Dodd. And then I was thinking, man, And so I was starting to think about Manti Te'o, right, and the whole like saga with him, but I forgot that he took second in the Heisman Trophy. Then I started looking at other guys who were inside the ballot, right? And we'll talk about Saban and Urban Meyer. I want to get your take on that. And then I started, like, I went down another rabbit hole, and I started thinking about Mark Ingram, because he's also, this will be his first year. What's up, Brian? Good morning to you. I appreciate you being here. And so then I went to Mark Ingram, and I went to his Wikipedia page. All right, so this was crazy. All right, so, and I know you've had an opportunity to have so many great running backs. So I'm going to put you guys in a tough spot right here. Who are your, I guess it's going to be tough. Who are your top 3 running backs at Alabama? Like all time. Top 3. From what I understand, like, because these, and unfortunately, these running backs were all before my time here that I lived in Tuscaloosa. At this point in time, I was covering high school football in New Mexico. But think about the running backs that I missed. I missed Mark Ingram. I missed Derrick Henry. We're looking on the screen right now at Mark Ingram's stats, and we'll talk about that. But I heard, this is what I heard. I heard that Trent Richardson was like unbelievable here. And of course, I've seen the highlights and stuff like that. But, you know, Derrick Henry gets the love. And man, I can't wait to see what he does for Baltimore, honestly. I think he still has mileage on him. Ingram, complete beast. But, like, I heard that Trent Richardson was just different. Like, it was crazy what he was able to do. So let's look at Mark Ingram real quick. And let's zoom in kind of on the stats. So Mark Ingram, this is his first year. What's up, Chris from New Jersey, man? I appreciate you being here. Todd, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here, too. All right, so Alabama, here's Mark Ingram. We're looking at his career at the University of Alabama. This is crazy. All right, 2008, posts 743 yards, okay? And he has 12 touchdowns. First year here. That's a big year. 2009 goes crazy. 1,600 yards, 17 touchdowns. And he also hauls in 334 yards. Man, I didn't know he caught that many yards. 2010, all right, 903 yards, under 1,000. And 13 touchdowns. In total, at Alabama, with the Heisman Trophy, 3,324 yards, 42 touchdowns, and also caught for 670 yards off 60 receptions and 4 additional touchdowns. At the combine, his pre-draft measurement, he ran a 4.5, 3-cone drill, 7.1, vertical jump. His broad is 9.10. So I want to cruise through the comment box now. What's up, Case? It looks like you're screaming my name. So who was? Okay, I want to read some of these comments out because I was asking, and who I have Mark Ingram. I have his stats on the screen because he's up for College Football Hall of Fame with Urban Meyer and Nick Saban. All right, so I want to see some of these. Okay, so I'll start with let's see what we got. All right, my boy Jarvis saying, and I asked for your top 3, and I know I put you in a very hard place, everybody, because I didn't get to see any of these running backs since I was here. I did see Bo Scarborough at the back end. All right, so you got Derrick Henry, Bo Scarborough, Kenyon Drake. All right, I like it a lot. I mean, man, Kenyon Drake, I see that guy, like what he's done in the NFL. I heard he was a monster here as well. And you know who the OG was of coaching all these guys is Burton Burns. He was the true running back, like OG coach. All right, Todd has Alexander, Sean Alexander, Mark Ingram, and Derrick Henry. Man, crazy. All right, let's see who else we got. What's up, Juwan? Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, TJ Yeldon. I knew TJ Yeldon was going to. I mean, look at all these running backs. Crazy. Max saying, I think in reference to Trent Richardson. He was, Kyle, when he got to the NFL, he got timid for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. Because that's what people say. Like, because back when I would listen to like the Jay Barker show, because he was on that show. I think he might still be in that area, arena, like doing his race. I kind of like lost track of him, but heard he was just like a monster. Talking about Trent Richardson. C-Dub has Derrick Henry, Trent Richardson, Mark Ingram. Greg has Derrick Henry, Najee. See, Najee is the best back. The backs that I have covered since covering Alabama: Najee Harris, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, Damian Harris. Different backs than the backs we're talking about now, but still productive backs. I mean, think about this. Jahmyr Gibbs is a first-round pick. Josh Jacobs was a first-round pick. And the crazy thing was about Najee, right? Look at the career that Najee's had. I love Najee as a person. Miss that personality. And Josh Jacobs' story is incredible, right? And then Jahmyr Gibbs, he comes over 1 year as a transfer from Georgia Tech and balls out, and then he's a first-round draft pick. I have never seen a running back have more explosion for the first 8 yards than Jahmyr Gibbs. And him with the Lions is a dangerous combination, right? Najee was a monster. All right. Rivers has Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson was like Batman and Robin. That's crazy. Louis has Derek Henry, Mark Ingram, Najee, Trent Richardson. That's wild. Eddie Lacy, man, remember Eddie Lacy was a load too, big dude. Drownum Todd has Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram. Oh, Glenn Coffey, yep. Man, it's crazy. What would be amazing to have? I guess we could have a bracket and have the best running back. I would imagine it in the end it's Derrick Henry or Trent Richardson. I'm talking about rating the players just as they were here at the University of Alabama as running backs. Man, it'd be tough to do. Sean Alexander, he's the OG, right? He was one of the first guys on NCAA football back in the day. Or was he? He was on Madden, right? He was on Madden when he was with the Seahawks. This is a good question too. Who is the best running back duo that Bama ever had at running back under Coach Saban? Swervo was saying Trent and Mark, no question. That's probably true right there. Because when I first started covering, I had Najee, I had Josh Jacobs and Damian Harris, right? And then also kind of in the back, who we haven't talked about, who also was a 1,000-yard receiver running back, was Brian Robinson, right out of Hillcrest. So think about this, out of two running backs locally, Brian Robinson, Hillcrest, and then Bo Scarborough, right? He was at Northridge, and then he went to the IMG, I think. And you could talk Alabama running backs all day long. It gets you excited too. I mean, one of the best plays. This play certainly stands out when Najee hurdled over the Notre Dame defender. But what stands out for me was when Alabama was playing South Carolina in Columbia, and they draw out that play to where Najee kind of floats out on that wheel route, and they throw it back to him. He catches it. He hurdles a defender, stiff arms the next, right? Did it happen in that order? And then he dove in the end zone. That was one of the dopest plays I've ever seen in college football. The athleticism. Najee was different. And he's a big back too, right? 220, probably about 6'2". That is honestly one of my favorite plays in college football. 100%. And if I could show highlights on here without getting copyright, that was crazy. Lynn's taking it back. Johnny Musso, Derrick Henry, the best under Coach Saban. Jarvis, right? That was epic in every sense of the word. That play was, man, I can still envision him stiff arming that dude to the turf and the jump over. It was crazy. It was a great play call too. Great play call. And the thing about Najee too was he could catch the football so well, right? He caught a ton. What do you have, 600 yards receiving or something like that? So now you pair it with the running backs, this year that Alabama has, and you have a pretty good tandem this year. I mean, Jam Miller and Justice Haynes should be a very, comparable back. Don't forget about Richard Young. And Najee did just get paid. Good for him. Josh Jacobs paid. Josh Jacobs, that story was crazy. And when Josh Jacobs left here, he had limited mileage, right? Because he was never the featured back here at the University of Alabama, which was fine with him. He never complained. You know what I remember about Josh Jacobs when he was here at the University of Alabama? Remember the Orange Bowl? Remember, I went to this game, went down to Miami, Hard Rock Stadium, and when he just put his head into that dude from Oklahoma, that was crazy. He ran over that boy. Man, that was TJ Yeldon. Yep. John, what's up, man? Good morning to you. Gene Jelks, man, you guys are taking it back. This is like, wow, 28, man. Jarvis, you have a good memory. Chris from New Jersey, our running backs have to fight for our quarterback's Heisman Trophy. Yeah. Angel, what's up, man? Good morning to you. Oklahoma got destroyed, but yeah, they took, that was bad. Moore says Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson. Man, just so many running backs, right? All right, you ever cruise through? I mean, you could talk running backs all day. I mean, you could have every day. You could talk about running backs. Yeah, look. The thing with Kyler Murray, I don't know if he was overrated or not. He just, I mean, they had a game plan for him. Bobby Humphrey, damn, good addition. Okay, so getting back to the Hall of Fame, we went down the rabbit hole on the running backs, all right? So kind of reeling it back, Nick Saban, Urban Meyer appear on 2025 College Football Hall of Fame ballot. What do we think about Urban Meyer? Right? Like, when you think Urban Meyer, because we know what we think about Nick Saban. Greatest coach ever. He's in the Hall of Fame. Like, he is, like, the greatest. That's it. That one's easy. But, like, with Urban Meyer, you think he's clearly going to be in the Hall of Fame, right? This article's from CBS. I think you have, let me read some detail on Urban Meyer. Meyer last coached in college with Ohio State in 2018. The Buckeyes won their first college football playoff in the 2014 season under Meyer. I don't know. Like, I think clearly, I mean, this is it right here. I highlight it. Urban Meyer won 3 national championships across stops at Florida, where he won 2, and at Ohio State 1. And maybe that's why when I think about, Urban Meyer, his approval rating is low right now, like his life approval rating, because, there's been like the off the field stuff that he's done. I think of like, the incidents like where he was in the bar and stuff like that. But that's maybe why I feel that Florida should be better than they are, is because this guy won 2 national titles at Florida. And, when I think about Ohio State, I think about Jim Tressel. I think about Urban Meyer. Right? And I don't know. Look, and this, people will always ask this about Urban Meyer. Were the health issues real for him, or did he just jump ship? I don't know. I mean, health issues, especially with your heart, you can't really say like that, that shit happens, like, for sure. So I'm huge on like heart health. So I don't know, like, that I can't really say anything about that, because if you're having heart issues, like, that is like beyond serious, and it is stressful. That's why Coach Saban always had his guys do like a comprehensive checkup. That's how they found out. Remember, that's how they found out about Steve Sarkisian, that he had a heart issue. But Urban Meyer, I think, and I've seen him, like, sometimes they have him on 3. He'll come out and do like a podcast or whatever. I would certainly think he gets into the College Football Hall of Fame at some point in time this year. I don't know. Coach Saban's a shoo-in. He's like, he's in. He's already in. Mark Ingram's in. I think Urban Meyer might have to wait a year or so. I don't know. Let me ask you just real quick. Undefeated, everybody inside the comment box. Do you think that Urban Meyer should be voted into the Hall of Fame? Type Y for yes, or type N for no. You know what? I'm going to say, just because everybody knows who he is, and he's like, I guess he's part of the fabric, so I'm going to type Y for yes, that Urban Meyer is Meyer was also Aaron Hernandez enabler. I don't know about that. I haven't dug into all the specifics about Aaron Hernandez. But did you see who saw this? Who has seen? Okay, so Urban Meyer, welcome College Football Hall of Fame. Who has seen? Who has seen the Tom Brady roast? Have you guys seen this? Yo, look, I have seen roasts before. We have seen roasts, right? It's like it's part of the fabric of our. I don't know. Do they do this around the world, or is it just like an American thing? So they roast. Have you guys seen this on Netflix? Okay, watch it. Okay, it's derogatory. He didn't like it. It was crazy. Like there was some things that they said, and it was like, whoa. Oh yeah, I forgot that Urban Meyer went with the Jaguars. Oh my goodness. So have you seen this documentary? It's on Netflix, and just the roast. It was funny. Yeah, it was funny. It was raw, right? Like and Tom Brady, he at the end he came out and he wrote, you give a roast back at the end. And he roasted like Kim Kardashian. I remember that one. I thought he got pissed a couple of times, like really mad. How could you not? Some of the things that they were saying, I mean, that stuff hurt. You have to be able to laugh at yourself at that sort of level. But some of the things they're saying, they were throwing some stuff about Aaron Hernandez too, right? I mean, I won't go into all of it, but man, that was a wild roast. All right. Do you ever go to? I'll just go to. I'll go to it. Do you ever go to college football? Have you been here before? All right, so college football Reddit. It's basically like hot topics that are taking place around college football. All right, so and it's kind of like a really big free message board. Okay, so currently, like right now, you can see that they're talking about the problem with college sports isn't the athletes, it's schools. They forgot their nonprofit education. So you can kind of like read into that. I was kind of looking at some of the other topics. I looked at this. We just talked about it. Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, Aaron Donald also in there. Forgot about him, and then Manti Te'o. But I also kind of like look around. Like for example, this one was interesting to me. Like Nebraska hasn't had a winning season since 2016. And what is interesting about a team like Nebraska, I kind of lump them in with like almost a Notre Dame in a sense that like people want, and kind of like Florida State too. Okay, so just hear me out. I feel, this is my reasoning. When we grew up, right, back in like, I don't know, I grew up in the 90s, right? I'm 40. Teams like Nebraska, Notre Dame, Florida State, those teams were relevant. Those are the teams that we grew up with, right? At that same point in time, you were going to like Disney World. You were excited, right? Disneyland, whatever. And like the world is stuck on Nebraska. They want them to be good, but they're just not going to be the program that they once were. And they have all of the resources. There's nothing else to do in the state of, oh, yes, thank you. Miami is a really great point. Yes, Miami is another team. So like sometimes we force our thoughts to be like these teams are going to be good, but like is Notre Dame ever? That's why anytime like Alabama and Notre Dame get paired up, it's just like I don't ever buy into the Notre Dame hype. However, they are recruiting at a very high level right now. I don't buy their hype, and it's even with the season that Florida State had last year, I still wasn't drinking the Kool-Aid, right? And has Mike Norvell done a really good job turning around Florida State? 1,000,000%. But were they a playoff team? No, they weren't. And I don't know. All of those dynamics behind how college football playoff teams are chosen, it does sound dirty to me. Patriot Life, what's up, man? Appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. But I'm never I don't buy Nebraska. I'm not buying Notre Dame. Not buying even Florida State with what they have coming back. And I think they will win the ACC. But I'm not buying them as like this elite program that is going to win a college football championship. I'm just not. Like, I don't even know if they'll beat Clemson. Clemson should have beat them last year. Patriot Life, I appreciate you always, man. PK is saying if you really look at where and when he coached, talking about Urban Meyer, Utah, Florida, I forgot he coached at Utah. Thank you. And Utah is rolling. Utah has always been rolling. Like Utah right now is tough. They've always had a really good defense. He won other coaches' players. After 3 or 4 years, those teams started to fall off. Yeah, And I think you're exactly right. I mean, you look at what he was able to do throughout his path, talking about Urban Meyer, because I was asking, like, what is his approval rating, because he is up for the College Football Hall of Fame. Yeah, you're right. I mean, where he has coached, he has won. I think the one program that really hasn't fallen off has been Ohio State. They did a good job, keeping that program stable. Ryan Day, and you look at the coaches in the past, right? Jim Tressel, Urban Meyer, Ryan Day. It's crazy to think that they almost made their offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien. Thank God they didn't do that, right? So yeah, those were. So if you want like some general like topics, and you got the NBA, finals coming up, and they do a really good job. So sometimes I cruise to like college football Reddit just for like some topics. So if you're out there, you're trying to get through the month of May or June, we're already in June, you can go to college football Reddit. Let's see what this one is. UGA beat writer thinks Alabama not giving Dabo Sweeney an interview was embarrassing. See, like, that's interesting, okay? And we've talked about this before. I personally don't think it was embarrassing. We have talked about the fact that something happened with Dabo Sweeney over the last couple years, right? Like, because at one point in time, maybe 6 years ago, his approval rating was really high, and I think Alabama fans would have welcomed him in a transition to be the head football coach over here at the University of Alabama. With that said, some of the things that he's done, honestly, it's kind of been like social media related. I saw him do like a really weird something on TikTok that Alabama fans didn't like. Remember, he beat Alabama for a championship, and then it was like this whole, when he got on the radio, right, and like went after that guy, and then it was like this transfer portal thing. And I think that's probably it, is that this is it. What Greg said right here is, I think that he didn't change with where college football is. And maybe he's kind of a victim of circumstance of that Clemson doesn't have the NIL money, but are you really buying that? I think they could fork up some money to get big time players. And when he said that these transfers can't play for his program, I don't know. I think that was the great thing about Coach Saban, is Coach Saban, probably as much as he didn't want to, he changed to more of an offensive attack system probably around the year I got here, like 2017. That was like with Brian DeBall, right? Because he was more defense. We're talking about the running backs, and then he changed, and now we're talking about the quarterbacks, right? Think about this. Think about the running backs that were here before 2016, and think about the running backs that were here from 2017 on. He changed. Coach said, and I get it. You guys love A.J. McCarron and some of the past quarterbacks, but I believe that the last, 4 or 5 quarterbacks, I don't want to start a war here, but are those quarterbacks better than A.J. McCarron? I think you could argue that they are, right? Let me ask you this. Who's a better quarterback, A.J. McCarron or Tua Tagovailoa? I have a comment that I wanted to get to. This is back to about Urban Meyer. Man, look at Urban Meyer's record. This is from Bama Fanatic. It's top 10 of his era. Urban left more talent than he inherited. Facts. Bama football. Yeah. Man, he's yeah, and I think that's why, like, when we asked earlier about if he is going to get in the College Football Hall of Fame, yeah, I mean, and he won at Utah, won at Florida, won at Ohio State. He's and I think too, like, he became like a villain of college football too. Like, Dabo Sweeney doesn't seem like a villain, but I think like Urban Meyer did, right? Like, he was a guy that became like a villain. Maybe because we follow Alabama football here as well. I don't know. Lynn says, I know Dabo I can tell will be replay this year. Yeah, I think, and this is probably it too. Thank you, Jawan. To my point, because I just asked who is a better quarterback, AJ or Tua. Thank you. Let me ask you this one, okay? Who is a better quarterback, AJ or Mac Jones? And this is spot on, talking about Dabo Sweeney. Is Brent Venables, he was kind of always kept like in the background. We knew he was like the defensive minded coach, but no one ever went really after him up until Oklahoma. I think when his kids graduated, then he went to Oklahoma, and then we kind of saw Clemson starting to take some steps backwards, right? Thank you, Mac Jones. Jarvis is saying AJ, but it looks like 2-1, 3-1 that people are feeling that Mac. And my point is, Coach Saban, the last couple quarterbacks are better than the past quarterbacks when Coach Saban shifted his offense. Caitlin in the house, 4 months. Appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. How about this one? All right, so we got this one's good. AJ versus Mac is a little bit more even, but it still looks like Mac Jones has a slight edge. How about this one? Bryce Young or AJ? AJ McCarron or Bryce Young? Who's the better quarterback? I want to see what you guys. I think Mac Jones had Derrick Henry. No, Mac Jones. Mac Jones had Najee. Okay, you guys are going with Bryce. Lynn is saying AJ is way better than Mac Jones. Okay, we will have to put the stats side by side because Mac Jones' 2020 season was crazy. His efficiency rating was like off the charts. Plus, his passing percentage was 77%. I think that year he won it. They went under. That was the COVID year that they went undefeated against all SEC competition. I'll never forget the beginning of the season when Mac Jones, they were getting ready. I guess they were playing Missouri. Remember this? And he rattled off all of the players on the defense. He was like number 15, number 14, number 12, number 10. It was crazy. Mac Jones was, but I never understood this. I never understood why they made Mac Jones play at like 230 pounds. Remember he had like like the dad bod. He was, and his girlfriend was like making him cookies. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why they made him play at 2 because he's not 220 now. I agree. That 2020 team was, man, they were lit, right? Yep. And you had Devontae Smith too. He had Devontae Smith. He had Najee. You want to let's look at that 2020 roster. That's what we'll do. 2020 Alabama football roster. And that could be the thing too, is I think that Mac had more talent. Well, did he? Did Mac Jones have more talent than AJ McCarron did on his roster? That's another question. These are some hard-pressed questions today. All right, let's look at this. All right, this is the 20 Alabama football roster, okay? Let's see. All right. Okay. All right, let's just look at it from top to bottom. You guys see this okay? Okay. 2020 Alabama football roster. All right, Jerry Jeudy. Oh, Terrell Lewis. Oh, man. Love that dude at linebacker. Outside linebacker. Xavier McKinney. Baller. Henry Ruggs. Tua. Is this a 2020? Oh, these are the guys that left. So, man, that's crazy. So these are all the guys who left. Wow, that's crazy. So the 2020 actual roster then, let's see. Oh, man, these are some old names we're looking at. These are the players that were drafted in 2020, right? All right, so here we go. These are the returning starters. Whoa, and they lost a lot of talent. Okay, so you had Mac Jones, you had Devontae Smith, you had Jalen Waddle, Najee, Miller Forrestal, Landon Dickerson. Oh, man, this is a great team. Alex Leatherwood was now a senior. Wow. Evan Neal was only a sophomore. Oh, remember Deontay Brown? Man, this is bringing it back. Jeez. On the defensive side, DJ Dell. Oh, and these are just the returning starters, right? Returning starters. I know Mac wasn't a starter, but I mean, he returned. Finally got his opportunity. DJ Dell was here for like such a long time. LeBron Ray, man, I thought that he would be, he was banged up. He never really had the year that I thought he would have. Christian Harris baller. Shane Lee, remember him? Dylan Moses. Same thing with him. He got hurt. Look at all these guys in the preseason award watch. Here's the staff too. Look, Steve Sarkisian now at Texas, Charles Huff at Marshall, Jeff Banks at Texas, Pete Golding at Ole Miss, Charles Kelly at Auburn, Carl Scott. Is Carl Scott in the NFL? Kyle Flood at Texas, Holman Wiggins. Where's Holman Wiggins right now? Sal Sincere, I think he might still be at Alabama. Freddie Roach. Wow, that's crazy. And David Ballou. That's crazy. So only 2 coaches remained from that coaching staff. Wild. Graduate assistants. So Tina Sincere. All right. Oh, so here's like their overall roster. Wow, this is cool. Oh, Braxton Barker. I forgot about him. That was the year Bryce was a freshman. This is the COVID year. Keelan Robinson, Brian Robinson, Jace. Wow, Jace is just a freshman then. Najee, Trey Sanders. Look at that running back room. Okay, look at the wide receivers that they had that year. Xavier Williams, remember him? Javon Baker. Wow, Devontae Smith, Mechie, Trayshawn Holden, Dio Jones-Bell. I don't know where he went. Jalen Waddle. Wow. Wild. And then so this is the defense. Daniel Wright, Dylan Moses, Christian Harris, Ben Davis. Remember Ben Davis? Josh Joe, Patrick Surtain was a baller. My goodness. John Mechie, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, and Slade Bolden. Man, look at that setup. Look at that offense. Nasty. Oh my goodness. Loaded. Oof. Joseph Bolivas. Yeah, that was the weak spot, someone said. All right, so here's their schedule. This is 2020. Missouri, 38-19. Beat Texas A&M. Ole Miss, shootout. Beat Georgia. Beat Tennessee. Man, this is a tough schedule. Man, they were whooping teams. This team was good. Man, this team was great. Look at this. They were dogging on it. Look how many points they were scoring. Crazy. This is a damn good team. Jeez. Ryan, what's up, man? Good to have you in. This is a crazy team. Jeez. Look how many points. 38, 52, 63, 41, 48, 41, 63, 42, 55, 52, 52, 31, 50. Whoa. You know what? Look, I know you have your favorite teams for Alabama football, but what? Oh, thank you, Wiggins at Texas A&M. I was wondering, is this one of the best teams that Saban had? I'm serious. Like, I mean, the proof is right here. Look at what they did. They were exactly, Jarvis. That's why I love the SEC schedule. There was no breaks. Man, this team was, man, oof. Look at that. What was the closest game? Oh, I guess the game against Florida. Oh, that was the Mechie game where Mechie just completely wow, yeah. I think that might be the best team. I mean, I don't know if anybody has put together like, top teams ever, but shoot. This team was a buzzsaw. They smashed everybody. Man, that's crazy. Go Kyle Trask. Man, the Ole Miss games, man, we're bringing it back. That was wild. What a fun season. Notre Dame. You see that game, look, 31-14. That game should have been far worse. Alabama played their worst game of the season that game. That's what I remember against Notre Dame. They should have beat that Notre Dame team by like, I don't know, however many points. Yeah, Kyle Trask went crazy. And then, I remember in the national championship game, wasn't that when Smitty dislocated his thumb, right? Man, those were the days. Those are the good old days. Man, What a fun time. So I mean, okay, Lynn, you've been around. You know, you've been covering Alabama football. You played here. Is this the best team? Can you list like another year? Well, I mean, we'll say 2020 is one of the best. But like, is someone said 2016? What's up, Ephraim? See you inside the comment box, man. And who knows? See, that's why this is what I think. I feel that if anybody this particular season is able to run the table and win every single game, that I think that team will be one of the best in college football. I really do. Because everyone's schedule is going to be challenging. I don't know, the ACC, we went back and forth about some of their schedules before, but like, I think that if a SEC team runs the table and wins every single game, that might be the best college football team ever. What's up, man? 2012 was dominant. Yep, 100%. Ken O is saying it's the best offensive team ever. See, and Mike G, I'm with you, man. I don't think anybody will run the table. I think this year, you get to the championship game, you're going to have some scars. You're going to have players that are hurt. You're going to have some losses on the schedule, which is fine, right? I mean, how many teams, in the NFL, it's impossible to go undefeated. You can't do it. So kind of like rewinding to what they did this season in 2020 is crazy that they're able to string together that amount of games against just SEC opponents and literally beat all of their opponents handedly, even in the championship. So like this year, yeah, is Alabama going to lose games? I would think so. It's debatable for sure, but it's a tough ass schedule. We've talked about that many times. Georgia in the front end, on the road to Wisconsin, the back end at Tennessee, at LSU. Missouri comes to Alabama, right? You go to Oklahoma, you play Auburn. Do you hear the teams that I just rattled off? The back end of the schedule, Josh Heupel, Brian Kelly, Hugh Freeze, Brett Venables. And if you're able to make the championship, the SEC championship game, let's just say it's Georgia again, then you got Kirby Smart. So theoretically, this is honestly what could happen if Georgia, let's just say Georgia, or even because Ole Miss schedule, it's tough on the back end, but it's pretty favorable. So let's just hear me out. You could theoretically, Alabama's schedule, just their last games, and let's say that they make the SEC championship against Ole Miss. You could have your last 3 games of the season be Hugh Freeze, Brett Venables, and Lane Kiffin, right? Everybody has a brutal schedule. It's tough. Everybody. Like, I don't think you'll ever be able to see a team run the table like this again. Now, things happen, but I don't know. That team was... Remember there was a... I think... Georgia's schedule is tough. I'll bring it up on the screen right here. Georgia football schedule. Remember there was this site. Man, I wish there was this site still. Maybe you guys can help me out. Let's see if we can bring it up. This is Georgia's schedule this year. Okay, so what I'm looking for... I'm still thinking about this 2020 Alabama football team. Wasn't there a website where you could punch in like Alabama 2020 team versus like Alabama 2016 team, and it would like calculate like based off like an algorithm and who would win? Because I know that there was a site called, I know there's Max Preps for high school sports, but it was called Cal Preps or Max Preps, and you could type in high school teams and it would like give you a who would win the game. Is there something like this for college? All right, let's see what's up, Hacker Music. I see you inside the comment box, man. Ole Miss and Texas have the easiest conference schedules, and those have a couple of very possible losses. Yeah, let's see what Ryan has to say. Ryan, let's not overlook Oklahoma the week before, 100% with the classic Oklahoma team. I don't know. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be very challenging for sure. Bama Fanatic. I think Texas is a problem for everybody. That's a team that we're also not talking about. All right, so this is Georgia's schedule. All right, so you got Clemson at the beginning, Tennessee Tech at Kentucky. All right, so at this point in time, you're 3-0 going into this Alabama game on the road. Tuscaloosa, 6:30 kickoff. It's going to be crazy. College football Super Bowl early in the season. Then you got Auburn the week after and Mississippi State. So, look, Alabama clearly their toughest game in the front half of that season. Then, I forgot this. So, Georgia goes to Tuscaloosa, Georgia goes to Texas, and Georgia goes to Oxford, right? So, you go on the road to play Kalen DeBoer. You go on the road to play Steve Sarkisian, and you go onto the road to play Lane Kiffin, right? That's a challenge. Their schedule last year was trash. This year's schedule is challenging. So you go to Texas, and then you play Florida at home, right? Billy Napier will be fighting for his life right here. Then you go to Oxford the week after to play Ole Miss. That game's gonna be crazy. Then you play Tennessee, then you play UMass, and then you play Georgia Tech. Look, I definitely see some losses on this, right? That's a challenging schedule, 100%. Look, Max, the schedule's hard. Their schedule is tough. Do I see 4 losses in it? I don't know. It's Alabama. That's going to be tough. Texas, Ole Miss. I mean, 3 seems, possible. Man, if they finish out this schedule with 2 losses, no, Georgia and Missouri do not play. Man, that's tough. Let's look at one more schedule. Let's look at someone brought up Texas. Colorado State. Let's see if I can zoom this in. Colorado State at Texas. Okay. I think I asked this a couple weeks ago. We all felt that Texas was going to beat Michigan. UTSA. Yeah, this front end schedule is light. Look at this. Colorado State, UTSA, Louisiana Monroe, Mississippi State. Okay, so I think they're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they'll be 5-0 at this point in time, going up into this game against Oklahoma, which could go either way. Then the week after, then they play Georgia at home. So a neutral site game, biggest game. I mean, we watched the Red River rivalry last year, and Oklahoma won. Vandy, trip to Nashville, play Florida, Arkansas, Texas. Yeah, so look, Texas. I do think Texas probably has an easier schedule. None of these schedules are easier, but I agree. I could definitely see Texas making a run to the SEC championship for sure. No, Byron's like, I hope UGA loses to Clemson. I don't think they will, but I think they definitely could. No, I don't. I think Georgia kills them. I think it'll be like a 14-point game or something like that. All right, fam. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed my segment this morning. As news happens, look for me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys supporting me on the YouTube channel and being subscribers. Make sure you guys are subscribed, and if you guys want to be a fan funder of the YouTube channel or super chat, I really appreciate it. It's my full-time job. It's how I get by. It's how I pay the bills, and I really appreciate you spending your Tuesday morning with me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I sincerely appreciate you guys, and I will be back. Patriot Live, thank you, man. Appreciate it. He just took the guys up with 5 fan funder memberships right here on Bama Football on YouTube. So Patriot Life always helping out and helping to build our community right here on Bama Football on YouTube. So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a beautiful rest of your Tuesday. Let's make it productive. Let's make it beautiful. And I will catch you guys as news happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate you so much. And as news happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And look for more videos coming your way right here on Bama Football on YouTube. See you guys.